Caupolicán emerged as one of the most powerful symbols of indigenous resistance in the Americas during the 16th century. At a time when Spanish conquest was spreading rapidly across South America, he belonged to the Mapuche people of southern Chile, a society that had never been conquered by the Inca and would not submit easily to European empire. The Mapuche world was decentralized, built around local leaders, warrior traditions, and collective decision-making. In this world, leadership was not inherited, it was earned, and Caupolicán earned it through strength, endurance, and an unbreakable commitment to defending Mapuche land. Spanish forces entered Mapuche territory believing they would repeat the successes they had achieved elsewhere. They built forts, demanded tribute, and attempted to impose foreign authority on a people who had no tradition of kingship or submission. The Mapuche response was immediate resistance. Warfare was already embedded in their culture, and they adapted quickly to Spanish tactics. But they needed a unified war leader, a toqui, someone capable of coordinating large-scale resistance. According to Mapuche tradition and Spanish chroniclers alike, Caupolicán was chosen after a test of strength that symbolized more than physical power. He lifted and carried a massive tree trunk for hours, demonstrating endurance, resolve, and the ability to bear the weight of war itself. As toqui, Caupolicán did not rule as a king in the European sense. He led through example and action. His authority depended entirely on his ability to protect his people and deliver results. Under his leadership, Mapuche forces intensified their resistance against Spanish expansion. Forts were attacked and destroyed. Supply lines were disrupted. Spanish settlers were forced to retreat or abandon territory they believed already conquered. What made Mapuche resistance under Caupolicán especially effective was its adaptability. The Mapuche learned quickly. They captured horses, mastered cavalry tactics, and turned Spanish technology against its owners. Caupolicán understood that Spanish power depended on permanent settlement and fortification. If forts could not stand, conquest could not advance. He coordinated attacks designed to isolate and overwhelm these structures, cutting off reinforcements and supplies before striking decisively. Spanish commanders found themselves defending rather than advancing, trapped in a cycle of rebuilding and retreat. The war in southern Chile became one of the longest and most costly conflicts the Spanish Empire faced in the New World. Spanish chroniclers often describe Caupolicán with a mixture of fear and respect. They recognized his intelligence as much as his strength. He was not reckless. He chose when to fight and when to withdraw. He understood terrain, timing, and morale. The forests, rivers, and hills of Mapuche land became extensions of his strategy. Spanish soldiers struggled to move through unfamiliar territory, while Mapuche warriors moved freely, striking quickly and disappearing just as fast. Despite repeated defeats, the Spanish refused to abandon their ambitions. They escalated their efforts, sending larger forces and attempting to break Mapuche unity through deception and betrayal. Eventually, Caupolicán was captured, not through battlefield defeat, but through trickery. Spanish forces lured him into a false negotiation, seized him, and put him on public display. His execution was intended to crush resistance and demonstrate the inevitability of Spanish rule. The method of Caupolicán's execution was deliberately brutal. He was impaled, a punishment meant to humiliate and terrorize. Spanish authorities believed this spectacle would break Mapuche will. They were wrong. Caupolicán's death did not end the war. It intensified it. Rather than destroying resistance, his execution transformed him into a symbol of defiance that outlived his physical leadership. After Caupolicán's death, Mapuche resistance continued under leaders inspired by his example. The conflict known as the Arauco War, would rage for centuries, making the Mapuche one of the few indigenous nations in the Americas to successfully resist full conquest for generations. Spanish control in southern Chile remained unstable, contested, and incomplete long after Caupolicán's execution. His leadership marked a turning point, proving that European empire could be resisted through unity, adaptation, and relentless pressure. Caupolicán's legacy challenges the narrative of inevitable conquest. He was not a mythic figure removed from history. He was a real leader operating in real time, making strategic decisions against a global empire. His strength was symbolic, but his true power lay in his ability to organize, inspire, and sustain resistance in the face of overwhelming force. Today, Caupolicán stands as one of the most enduring symbols of Mapuche identity and resistance. Streets, monuments, and stories bear his name, not because he won a final victory, but because he refused to submit. His life demonstrates that resistance is not measured only by outcomes, but by refusal, by endurance, and by the ability to deny an empire its certainty. Caupolicán did not live to see the end of the war he helped shape, but his impact reshaped history. He proved that leadership could emerge from strength, that unity could be forged in crisis, and that conquest was never guaranteed. His story belongs not only to Chile or the Mapuche, but to the broader history of resistance across the Americas. Follow for more history they never taught us in school.